Woohoo! Hello, Capricorn. How are you this month? This is your divinatory reading for November 2015. And as you see, we have that new format that I was talking about 6 months ago. And I hope that you like this one because, as I said in October, this is much easier for me to do, and sometimes it's a challenge for me to do. So, what I'm going to do is shuffle, and thank you very much for all of those likes, shares, and subscribes and comments, because that's how we got to where we are today. Now, these two jumped out: Success Unfulfilled and The Lovers. Okay, so these are going to play into this reading because they obviously wanted to be heard. So, the lovers and that unfulfilled, it's if it's not working, it's time. No, it's past time to let it go. Okay, so if you're focusing on a relationship and it's just not working, well, let it go. Okay, so on the bottom of it, and this is a general reading. Okay, the general reading means that we put your sun sign. Okay, so Capricorn is going into the first house, and the first house is where you will find your ascendant. Okay, that's your time of birth. So, as you will hear other readers saying, listen to your sun sign, your ascendant sign, and your moon sign. Okay, your sun sign is a general. Your ascendant is you personally, and your moon is how you will act emotionally. Okay, so on the bottom, we have the magician. You have the magic to make things happen. All right, it's beneath you, what you have to work with. How are you going to use that energy this month? Are you still grounded in that I'll believe it when I see it? Or are you starting to understand that you will see it when you believe it? Okay, so in the first house we have Capricorn. Capricorn is that I use energy. Okay, you utilize things. You are an earth sign. You're grounded. And you have Pluto in there. And Pluto is that change, that transformation. So you personally are changing and transforming. Who and what are you transforming into? Okay, so in your first house, you have the Three of Cups, the abundance. Cups is your emotions. Okay, your first house of self. You will feel much better if you are in those relationships that need to be let go of. Okay, so if you aren't happy, let's identify why you're not happy. Remember, Pluto's in there, and Pluto's that change and transformation. So if you're not being yourself, yeah, you might want to consider being it. Okay, because it's just going to get harder for us not to be our true selves from here on out. Okay, when we are born, we have a birth chart, we have a plan. This is what's going on and will happen in our lives. And when we pay attention to that, it will make things easier. And part of is that change and transformation into conscious beings instead of living as human beings, and struggling with our spiritual lives. Most of us have that spiritual malady. What spirit do you put in you? Now, in your second house, you have Aquarius, and Aquarius is that I know energy, and that's in your finances. And being that Capricorns are usually grounded. We're not going to put everybody in because, of course, everybody has different, planetary aspects. So, of course, not everybody can be grounded. So, the I know in finances. Do you know where your money goes? And you have the King of Swords in the second house of finances. Okay, so you know what you need to do. All right, how are you going to communicate your needs? All right, that's a big part of communicating your needs, communicating with your, regarding your finances. Now, in the third house, you have the energy of Pisces, and Pisces is that, I believe. Your third house is your communications and short distance travel. So when you're communicating, all right, are you communicating to truly as you believe? All right, are you saying what you mean, meaning what you say, and not saying it mean? Because that's very important in communications. Because when we speak with an attack, someone goes on a defensive. So try try to speak in, we have Neptune in there, okay? And Neptune is retrograde, and it's going to be going direct on the 19th, okay? So when you communicate, what is the illusion? Now, okay, hello Bella, how are you? I have my cheat sheet that I usually stick up, and I forgot to do it. So I try to do it because then I don't have to feel so bad if I'm like, oh dang, all this confusion in my mind. What am I going to do? And yes, this is my precious Bella May. Some of you have already seen her. And she stops in every now and then, and she will let you know what you need to know. As in, there's probably going to be some interruptions coming in and out for you this month, and how are you going to handle it? Are you going to handle it in a aggressive manner? Or is it just going to be, okay, this happened, what can I do about it? Well, let me just let it go. All right, and Bella, you're going to have to figure out what you want to do. Belle, come on. Come on. Good girl. Thank you. All righty. So, let's go back to that third house and the communications and talking about Neptune. And yes, I was correct. It is going direct on the 19th. So, when, right now, okay, retrograde, the truth is being revealed, and then when it goes direct, the illusions, delusions, okay, do not escape with alcohol and drugs, because that's definitely not the answer, even though we do look for, a spiritual, we have a spiritual malady, and, what spirit do you put in you? So, are you playing God? Are you playing God? All right, and in the third house, we have the Three of Cups. Okay, Cups is your emotions. So, are we communicating honestly about our emotions? Remember, we had the Lovers, and that success unfulfilled. It's what is not working. Okay, communications about your emotions is important this month. Okay, are you communicating openly and honestly? If you're keeping it in, not everybody's a mind reader. Not everybody can read energy. Okay, so when you're keeping it in, well, how some people supposed to know? Okay, so be aware of that. Now, in your fourth house of home, you have Aries, and Uranus is in Aries. All right, now you have Aries, first out of the box, the courage. And with Uranus, that's unexpected change. And Uranus is retrograde. It's 17 degrees of Aries, going back to 16 degrees of Aries by the end of the month. And Uranus in retrograde, it's the individual, the nonconformist. So in your home, okay, what are you doing in your home? Now you have the Empress. And the Empress is like new birth, new beginnings, new creation. So what are you creating in your home? Are you changing and getting a new home? Or are you just renovating and doing unusual things? It's like you've always said you wouldn't get the swimming pool, and now all of a sudden, oh, I want a swimming pool. Or maybe you didn't want that hot tub, and now you're getting the hot tub. You know, what is that unusual change? Has your family been bugging you to do something and you haven't done it? And it's like, what the heck? Let me do something different in my home. Okay, so you have Taurus. Taurus is another grounded energy. Taurus is the I have, and it's in your 5th house. Your 5th house of fun, creativity, sex, children, rock and roll. And you have the 10 of Cups, the perfected success. All right, so you're going to have a whole lot of fun in November. It's looking really good for you. Okay, now in your 6th house, you have Gemini, and you also have a full moon there. And that full moon will be on the 25th. So your 6th house is your work, your service, your daily routines, your health. So what needs to be let go of? All right, full moons are a great time. So at the end of the month, with your work, you know, with your health, what needs to be let go of? All right, and you have a Prince of Pentacles in the 6th house, the 6th house of work, health, service, daily routines. All right, so money is looking really good. I mean, for you personally, you know, you got that magic this month. All right, you got that magic. It looks like emotionally you're balanced. The communications, you're learning that the communications is really helping, you know, and money's there. I mean, money's there. It's no, and there again, when I say money is there, money is not always as in, you know, wealth isn't monetary. Okay, it's not always a coin. It's not always a piece of paper. All right, it is a richness that you have. It is an inner wealth. Okay, you know, wealth in friends, wealth in substance. Okay, you have your needs. All right, and that's a big part of, you know, getting your needs. You know, do you have your needs? And it looks like, yeah, you do have your needs this month. So, in the 6th house, you have Cancer. And Cancer is that I feel. Okay, Cancer is in your 7th house of relationships. So you feel really good in your relationships. Yeah, you feel really good in your relationships. Now remember what I had said at the beginning. If you're in a relationship and it is not making you happy, if it is not the wind beneath your wings, then that's not the relationship that will make you happy. Okay? If the relationship that you are in is bringing you pain, and you are with Mr. Wrong or Ms. Wrong, Mr. and Mrs. Right or Ms. Right is going to be passing you by. All right? So those painful karmic relationships are to teach you a lesson. The faster you learn that lesson, the faster towards happiness in relationships. Okay, in the 8th house, you have Leo. Roar. Other people's money. Roar. Pride, confidence, courage. Other people's money. Seven of Pentacles, success unfulfilled. If you're counting on other people coming through with money this month, you will probably be disappointed. Okay, so in the, oh, sorry about that. I did not mean, I should have turned it off, and that was mine. So, that interruption coming in between the 8th and the 9th house. And yes, let me make sure that I do turn my phone. Okay. Phone's off. Virgo, in the 9th house. Virgo is the organize, the analyze. And your 9th house is higher learning, long distance travels. Virgo, Venus, Mars, Jupiter. Woohoo! It's a big time, all right? It's big time. Your Mars and your Venus are going to be dancing for most of the month, okay? The 22nd, they will start to spread apart a little bit, but at the beginning of the month, they're right there. Venus is 21 degrees Virgo, and Mars is 22 degrees of Virgo. So it's like they're doing a kissy, okay? And on the 9th, Venus is going to be going into Libra, and on the 13th, Mars will be going into Venus, or Libra. Okay, so at the end of the month, Venus is going to be 23 degrees of Libra. It's flying on through, and Mars is going to be at 10 degrees of Libra. Okay, so you can see the 13-degree split by the end of the month. So Venus is bam, you know, she's out there. And it's going to be really good. All right, now Jupiter is multiplying, and Jupiter is going to be in your 9th house until next year. Now, Jupiter is also a spiritual quest, and the 9th house is a spiritual quest. So, are you developing that spiritual connection to a divine source? And when I talk about God, I talk about God as slang for good, orderly direction. All right, are you working in a good, orderly direction? Now, spiritual quests can be very, very valuable, are very valuable to a person. You know, what is the meaning of life? You know, studying what is, you know, that's a higher studying. You know, what type of occult hidden knowledge are you going to learn? Okay, now in the 9th house you have the King of Wands. Okay, the King of Wands, the work, all right, the long distance travels, the spiritual quests in the 9th house, and you have the King of Wands. So it's available to you. Are you going to utilize it? And as I say, you know, wealth isn't monetary. You want to go to school and you're thinking, oh, I need X amount of dollars because I want to go to school. There is a wealth of information at your public library, okay? Just because you don't have a paper doesn't mean you can't learn that information, all right? So be open. Now, as I had said, Venus and Mars are going to be going into Libra, and Libra is in your 10th house, which is your career house. So what's happening in your career this month, Capricorn? Mercury's there. Mercury's, it's coming out of retrograde, so it's going to be flying. But Mercury's there when we begin the month, 27 degrees of Libra. It will be moving on the 3rd into Scorpio. And on the 21st, it will be moving into Sagittarius. Sagittarius, 14 degrees. So, it's going to be going 10, 11, 12, bam! 10th house, your career. 11th house, your friends and associates. 12th house is hidden enemies, secrets. So, communicating about your career at the beginning of the month. And you have the Queen of Pentacles. Now, you do have a whole lot of higher arcana in this reading, okay? So there's going to be a lot of people who are in and out of your life to influence you this month. And, excuse me, being that that's the Queen of Pentacles in your career, hey man, maybe it's time to stand up for yourself and ask for that raise to get the money that you should be getting. All right. Remember, say what you mean what you say what you mean. You are a valuable person. Do not allow others to tell you otherwise. Okay. Now, in the 11th house, you have the energy of Scorpio, the I desire friends. I desire my hopes and wishes. And the sun is shining on it as well as a new moon. Okay? So, what are your hopes and wishes? What do you want? You have a Princess of Cups in there. Alright? So, Capricorn, you have a really, really good month in November coming up for you. Okay? So, don't take that ball and chain along with you. Alright? Snap it off. Get rid of it. And you have Sagittarius in your 12th house. And Saturn. So your teacher, your Lord of Karma is sitting in your house of secrets. Okay? Your skeleton closet. The jails, institutions, the 12th house. Okay? What is hidden? Alright? What is hidden? What are you hiding? Because Saturn is there to teach you. Now, you have a Queen of Wands. Alright? Again, another higher arcana. Alright? So, what work? What work can you bring out? What information do you know that you can reveal that can change, that can bring that hidden out into the open? Okay? Now, work is looking really good. The only thing that I'm seeing is money coming from other people, you know, counting on other people's money. And there again, in dealing with it, do your contracts. Make sure you have your contracts correct in that. All right? I'm seeing a really great month. You know, lots of new beginnings for you. You know, you have some love in your life. You're gonna have a good one in spite of yourself. So, you have the magic. You have the magic. And this is by far the best opportunity of the readings that I have done so far. So you're number 10, you know, for November. And the potential that you have for that change and transformation, you got the power, honey. You got the power. You know, I mean, faith the size of a mustard seed will move a mountain, but you have to bring the shovel. So, you have the power to move that shovel. So, yeah, you're looking pretty darn good. So, thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you. Love you. Bye.